Congratulations, man. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I feel good. Thanks.
How do you feel? You've had a moment to digest it and sort of think about it. How do you reflect on the fight? How do you feel it went?
Not quite like I wanted it to. I wasn't really feeling it too much. Felt a little off today, but overall, considering having the late change up and everything, I thought I adapted pretty well, and the fight was good.
Is that the first time in your fighting career that you felt off in this way, or have you had it before?
I felt a little bit before, but more so this time. I felt like real dry. I kind of just didn't feel so good even coming in. As far as I was feeling a little bit kind of sick and irritated a little bit, but when it's time, it's time, right? I mean, so I just had to deal with it.
In a way, and I know maybe you're not so super happy with the performance and stuff like that, but in a way, knowing that you're a bit off, is it not a silver lining that you still managed to get the win anyway? That you can look at this going forward and be like, well, even on my off days, I can still get a win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guy was tough with somebody that's coming down. He was undefeated and everything, and coming down a weight class. He's a big guy. And I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I was an underdog. So I thought it was pretty good to be the underdog, not feel on point, and still go out there and get the win. I mean, obviously, I'd like a finish. I got close a couple times, but yeah, I'm happy with the victory at this point.
Talking about the fight itself, he seemed to be wanting to get those leg kicks. He was landing them early on. Were you ever hurt in the fight, and do you feel that he was ever really hurt in the fight?
No, I wasn't hurt. I know he was landing those leg kicks. I'm sure my coaches would have loved to see me check a couple of those, but I wanted to hit him in his mouth. So, I mean, when I was trying to time one of those and land a nice cross on him, but I felt like he was hurt a couple times, especially when I landed some of those strikes on the ground when he was grabbing my leg. A couple of those landed really flush. I know they hurt, and I know it messed him up a little bit, but. No, I never felt hurt, never really felt in danger with his leg locks or anything like that. For the most part, considering, everything, I felt pretty good in the fight.
That was the next question I was going to have. He went for the legs a few times, even when he was visibly tired in the third round. Was it they ever 75% close? Were they ever close, or was it all just kind of, it looked worse than it was?
I think it looked worse than it was. He got in the position. So I think that's what makes it look the way it looks, is when you get in that position. But he never had anything that had me worried. He never grabbed my leg or got the leverage that he needed to make me feel worried that he was getting ready to finish it. That's why I was a little bit comfortable down there, and he ended up eating the punishment.
I was going to say, because I think we saw it in a fight just a few minutes ago where, the fighter's going for the leg lock and then the other guy has a free rein on his chin. If the leg lock's not in tight right away, fighters tend to have their chin just hanging out there. Is that something that you've seen multiple times? So you knew, well, I know it's not in. Have at it.
Yeah. Especially when you start trying to weave your legs, and when you're weaving legs up and stuff, it kind of gets you stuck in that position. Especially if you're trying to use both of your hands to try and submit me. I mean, I honestly don't know why fighters keep doing that, right? Because it's just not a good position to be in. Unless you're really good at that and you constantly get finishes with that. I mean, I'm sure he felt confident in it, but to me, it's a bad idea.
Is that one of those submissions where you can be squeezing a whole lot and not realize you're actually not getting anywhere with it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment on that because I don't really do leg locks, but I just know that we don't see a lot of those finished in the UFC. I mean, at this, it's kind of hard, especially when stuff starts getting slippery and you're trying to catch a hold of an ankle and those legs slip out pretty easily, and I'm pretty decent at scrambling and stuff. So I don't know. It's just he was squeezing, but I guess he just didn't know that he didn't have it the way he needed it.
All right, and last one from me. Obviously, it went to the judges. Always a bit of a weird one. You never really know. How confident were you feeling as the names are getting read out?
Anytime it goes to the judges, I don't feel super confident. I know that I landed the most damage. For the most part, it seemed like he was grabbing me kind of, he's closing the distance to not get hit more. So it always depends, but at the same time, I know he was getting some takedowns and he was getting some control, So if the judges are looking at control, they might give it to him. But if they look like if they're looking at damage, then they give it to me. So for me, it was just, this is a fight, so I'm coming out here to hurt you. I feel like that's my job, So I feel like if I inflict more damage on you, then I'm probably going to get it, no matter if you're holding me or not.
I know you said that you kind of felt off a little bit. At what point in the fight did you feel that you felt there, present, that you felt like you were back into it? Was it something that your corner said, or is it something that you finally got to? Did it take enough punches? I mean, what was it, and when did it turn for you?
It was a little bit of everything. It kind of turned for me second round. I felt like coming out, I was feeling a little weird. I didn't really have my rhythm and everything. I didn't feel so good. But second round, I know I touched him a few times, and I knew that he was respecting my speed and my power a little bit. I could see it in his face. He tried to give me one of those little grunts, like as if my shot didn't hurt him, like he was trying to egg me on, but I knew it hurt. So I started feeling it then, and I was trying to advance on him. But yeah, that's when I kind of started feeling a little bit better.
Does it? And you mentioned that he was undefeated coming in. Is that a little extra sweet, taking that O away from another fighter?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I want to win, all right? I mean, I could care less about what his record is or what he's doing. I mean, I wish all the fighters the best, get as much hype, as much as whatever you can get, right? Whatever helps you pay the bills and get more fans and stuff, that's fine. So I don't care about taking O's or anything like that. I want to win.
And I know if it was just feeling a little sort of sickness, there's nothing you can really take away to try to train for that. But looking back on your performance, is there something that you're in the back of your mind, you're like, when I go back to the camp or the training, this is what I need to work on?
Well, yeah, I was just telling my coaches, my legs started feeling a little heavy, kind of towards the end. I need to start getting on my squats. So that's probably something I'll do. But I mean, for me, this wasn't honestly, this wasn't my greatest camp. I mean, I've had some weird stuff going on, had some back issues, got my toe split open, had to get stitches and stuff, So I had a lot of a few hiccups, But again, all considering, it was a decent fight.
Well, it sounds like that's one of those things where maybe time away from fighting might be better to let some of those things heal. Looking at 2021, how many times are you hoping to fight?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm a busy guy. I'm a Houston police officer, as well as a fighter, and as well as a father and a husband. So I got a lot of time to spend towards different things. So I don't have a lot of time to myself to relax much. So it's kind of I've got so many variables in my life that it's hard to tell how many times I'd be able to fight. But whatever works out, I'll be fine with, whether it's 3 times or whether it's 4 times or 3 to 2 times. Whatever works out, as long as I can keep this streak going and keep up with the success, I think that's fine.
And I'm glad you mentioned that you're a police officer. I think sometimes we forget that as well. Are you still are you a full-time police officer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, full-time.
That's got to be interesting, trying to. Because I can imagine that's the kind of job that it doesn't shut off once you get off work. I'm sure it's the kind of thing. So it's interesting that you're able to kind of then still have this whole other life on the side. Does fighting help you deal with maybe some of the stresses and things that you do with the force?
Oh, no, I separate all that. I mean, when I'm a police officer, I'm a police officer. When I'm a fighter, I'm a fighter. I don't let anything mix. Same thing with my family. I try not to bring any of that stuff home. Keep it where it's at. I mean, after today, I mean, I'm going to watch film and stuff and go over the fight. But other than that, I won't be thinking about this.
Fair enough. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.